Right. Jeremy, do you think Keith has a soft spot for Lance? Ooh.
My favorite part of that question is just the ooh specifically.
The ooh.
Very nice. Very nice. That's hilarious. Does Keith have a soft spot for Lance? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, this could be platonic or something. I don't know.
That's true. That's true. I mean, probably. Yeah, I think as much as pretty much anybody in there does, because I think everybody kind of loves Lance in that way that he's like kind of dumb at times. So he's like, I think at times they're like kind of annoyed by like his like quippiness, but then at the same time he's like that friend that like I feel like everybody has that like kind of says some like really outrageous kind of dumb stuff at times, but like you love them because of it, and then you're just like it's very funny. And so yeah, I have a friend I feel like is very similar to Lance in that he's like it's your friend who like you've known them for like forever, and they say like kind of dumb stuff, but that's almost why you love them, because they're just funny. And so I think he probably has a soft spot. I think they all do, because it's that thing where like if Lance wasn't there, there's like a void, like there's something that would be missing. I feel like you need that person who kind of lightens the mood and takes the tension down from the very serious situations that they have. So I think in that way, yeah, Lance serves that purpose hugely, and I think that they definitely have a soft spot for him there.
So my question was, if Lance could be a Disney character, what Disney character would he be and why?
Oh, good question. If Lance would be a Disney character, I think he would be... Who would he be and why? Gosh, that's also hard. I think he would probably be... probably Aladdin? I think he'd be Aladdin, and then Aladdin. I think... Yeah, right? I feel like it just works with him. I think he'd be Aladdin, and he would... Because he could fly around on the magic carpet. Oh, Flynn Rider is good too. That's actually true, because he's very roguish. Now I don't even know who to say. That's actually true. I like that. You guys got me. Flynn Rider. He'd be a good Flynn Rider.
All right, go ahead, Pro. The Bebo Bees in Voltron. So how did that like come about? Like, how did you get chosen to be the Bebo Bees?
Oh my gosh! So at first it was one very specific actor who did it. Who is it that did it initially? It was one very specific person, but then there was we basically all ended up doing stuff for Bebo Bee, and you just basically do a very high pitched voice like Bebo Bee, Bebo Bee, like whatever, and it's basically just gibberish. There's not really any like very specific. It's just kind of more or less gibberish, and sometimes it's written out a little bit more specific, but it's just basically saying Bebo Bee gibberish in high pitched voices. I think everybody on the main cast has probably done something for Bebo Bee at one point or another.
My question for you is, out of all the characters that you voice acted, who was your favorite and why? Mine was Finn.
Oh, very nice. That's difficult. I think it's probably it's very close either between Finn and Lance. Obviously, those are the two biggest, and definitely my two longest running and just funnest to play. I love both those roles. They're both very, very near and dear to me. So I don't know if I could even choose between those two. I think Finn's really awesome in a lot of ways, because that was one of the biggest things that it really was big for me, and it opened a lot of doors for other jobs and stuff. And it's just been such a huge phenomenon, Adventure Time, over the years. And to see how many people just like love that show, that's been huge. So Finn's always very, very close to my heart. But then Lance is also equally fun in different ways, just because he gets a lot of the funny lines. He's not completely comic relief, but a lot of comic relief, and I love getting to do that. And it's so fun for me. I know I'm doing my job right when I'm making my castmates laugh in the recording booth. And so that's basically what I'm going for on lines half the time. And if I can make them laugh, I'm like, okay, cool, got a good take. And Lance is just so fun. He's just so cool. So I probably both of them for different reasons.
I have like one question. It's kind of basically about, what do you think about Lance's development, and how do you think it will go later on?
Good question. Very nice. And I love Lance's development. I think it's cool. I think, in the beginning of the show, he is much more not serious, obviously, and is, he's thinking that adventuring and flying these cool freaking alien robots is just awesome, and there's not a whole lot of the responsibility factor. And then the longer the show goes, I love seeing his relationship with all the other paladins really grow, and they really become a family. And he has to start being a little bit less self-centered, definitely at times. It's still fun to see him never lose his Lance-ness, if that makes sense. He's still always very jokey and very flirty, which is my favorite stuff to do is Lance. But it's cool having him kind of you see these characters kind of grow up a little bit, and they're teenagers, and so they kind of go through being a teenager and being thrust into this crazy position. And so I love seeing that and seeing him get more responsibility. And I think as the show goes forward, I don't think we'll ever lose fully the jokiness and the flirtiness that he has, and the crazy reactions that he'll have to things. But I think you'll definitely see him become more and more mature and become more and more like the heart of the team. And then he really, I think deep down Lance is very sensitive and very caring of everybody. And so we definitely will get some moments very soon in the series, even in the next season or two, that are really very, very cool that way, without spoiling too much. And so, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the next couple of seasons to come out. It's so hard, like, not being able to talk about certain things that happen, but I'm very stoked to see you guys watch the next couple seasons. The next one comes out in June, in 2 weeks, I think. So be looking forward to it. There's going to be some great stuff from Lance this season. Get excited. It's going to be very cool.
I have both the red lion and the blue lion with me right here.
Represent my boys. Yes. Very nice.
You had to choose. Who would you pick?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question. I mean, blue is my OG. Blue is the original. Will always have my heart. I love blue, but red is so fast. Red just blazes, and with red I get to be the right arm of Voltron, and I get to use the sword, which is freaking epic. So, it's hard. I think Alora does a great job with blue, so I might go with red. I might go with red, just because anytime I get to use the flaming Voltron sword and get a save form sword, or no, I guess Quivers in the Head could do that. But the time I get to be the sword and use the sword and have those epic anime style screams pushing down the control console, that's always my favorite thing to do. So
awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Victoria. You're awesome.
Thank you. You're
right,
way more awesome.
Oh, stop it.
All right, guys, it is that time. The fan cast must come to a close. So, Jeremy, I'm going to let you close us out. But before we do that, one last question. Is there anything you can tell fans about the upcoming season?
Yes. The upcoming season is going to be friggin' ridiculously cool. The most amazing thing I've ever seen. Not even exaggerating. Maybe a little bit, but really not. It's going to be some epic action. Definitely some... that's spoiler territory. That's spoiler territory. That's spoiler territory. It's hard to talk about it without spoiling stuff. Yeah, there's going to be some tension. You can leave it vague.
I think that was a great description.
Yeah, there's going to be some epic battles, some epic tension, and some inner team conflict, I would say, for sure. So it's going to be heart wrenching at times, but it's going to be good. So basically,
everyone needs to stay tuned. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, awesome. You guys heard it straight from Jeremy. You guys better be watching this season and checking it out, because you have a bunch of great stuff coming up.